Hey everybody, it's BLS2134. I'm doing another video to bring some truth out to this evil house haunted. Okay, number one, I investigated into James Brohoff. There is no James Brohoff. There is no pedophile from the 50s that died in this house, supposedly. I went up to that house and I asked people that lived in that neighborhood. People asked police. They even said nobody by James Borough ever lived in the house. Nobody ever got their penis cut off and shoved in their mouth. So either we in New Jersey is lying, or this kid has a really, really good creative imagination. This really sounds like something out of Freddy Krueger to me. This does not seem real at all. Another thing is, you're looking at the video here, you see a lot of junk all over the floor. And I don't know if this is going to freeze up. Let me see if I can go back to the kitchen scene. I know from installing these, and I know that they're not around when he said this guy died. These were not available, these type of model phone jacks. Hold on, I gotta go forward to get to it. Okay, right there, you see that? That's a phone jack. Basically, that's a wall jack. These did not come out to the late 70s and the late 80s. So if this was here, somebody either lived there during the 70s and 80s when this was here. This is not old. This phone jack here is not old. This is not from the 50s, and this is not from the 40s or the 60s. I believe it was in the 50s, they said. I'm gonna double check that. I don't want to be lying to you guys like some people have been lying or not getting their facts straight. This is what I do, people. When I hear something, I always check it out. I don't go by somebody's story. 50s, yeah, 50s pedophile or whatever he is, whatever kind of story they made up here. James Brohoff does not exist, though. I looked him up in every database. No James Brohoff from the 50s ever existed. There's no bean. I mean, to go on YouTube and make a video is fine if you're going to scare somebody and you're going to make a video like this just to scare. But, when you try to find truth and you actually have stuff in front of you and you're still making a big deal out of it, this is stupid. You can clearly see right here, this is a phone jack. There's no doubt about it. This is one of those phone jacks. If you live in New Jersey and you have Verizon uses these. They're called kitchen phone jacks. These came out in the late 70s and the early 80s. So somebody had to live in this house. If he was there, if James Borough does exist and he's just covered up because they don't want people knowing about his sick past, like this guy does sound pretty sick. If this was a real dude, then you know what? He deserves everything he got coming to him. He had his dick cut off and shoved in his mouth, whatever happened. But what doesn't make sense is that nobody ever lived there after that and knew about it. And this house fell into this bed of disarray. I think somebody lived there and they just couldn't afford it no more and just went into disarray like it did. But you know what? Whatever. But I totally believe this is not real. This James Brohoff. All I find is a couple pages made up about him. These couple pages, quick pages. And I found some girl, she had some music based off this guy. I don't know, number one, I don't know who would base music off a pedophile. Like, who would even make videos that give credit to a pedophile? I sure wouldn't. But this girl, gave credit to she's putting music together. I guess that's nothing to do with the thing, but just a house because it worked with the song. But I would never get why people are so interested in this and they don't even look it up before they go making such statements that he's real. This guy does not exist. James Brohoff is one of those urban legends. Either he did, and they covered up because they want people knowing that he existed and they killed him, or he didn't exist because he's not in any kind of record. There's no records of James Brohoff. What did he do after he died? He just fell off the face of the earth. They didn't keep his records. Come on. You can find other people's records, but you can't find James Brohoff records. Come on. So I'm gonna keep doing some more research on this. I'm not gonna close the case until I look farther into it. But I do believe this is just a bunch of lies. I mean, the only thing I found kind of fucked up, really fucked up, was the penis in the mouth thing. I mean, yeah, if this guy was real and he was really fucking with little kids, like little girls and shit, yeah, you deserve that for your penis shoved in your mouth. But even so, that was kind of fucking harsh if it is real. But I seriously doubt it is because this guy doesn't exist. There would have to be some kind of something about him, either in paper or on the internet. Nothing. There's nothing about him. There is no James Brohoff, it seems like, but this is just another thing right here. And I don't just gonna fuck up because I'm recording this from the screen, but I'm looking. You know, this house looks like it must have been here. Someone must have lived here after this so-called murder took place with a dick in somebody's mouth. I mean, you look at it, you see. I mean, you can see that this stuff wasn't that old. I mean, it's like had to be here during it was redone during the 80s, but maybe it's true. You never know. But I'm trying to take a look here, see if I can find anything else to point out. But that was the one thing I noticed that definitely makes sense. Now, this is another part of the video. This guy that made this video really overreacted. Like, he was like afraid of everything. I mean, it's for Christ's sakes, the guy is real. And he's a ghost. What the hell is he gonna do to you? What? He's gonna molest you with his ghost powers? What's he gonna do? Come on and be like, hey, I'm James Brohoff. You wanna see a dick in my mouth? What is he gonna do, this dude? I mean, this kid was afraid. I hate to see this kid with his girlfriend, man, if he's in like New York City or in a bad section of Newark and shit in New Jersey. I mean, this kid would get his shit taken, and they would be taking this woman and flip her over in half seconds. This kid is like a wussy, man. He runs out of the house like he's afraid. I mean, Jesus, it's just a ghost. If there is really a ghost in this house, he's not gonna rape your little ass. Don't be running away. Just get the money shot. Get the ghost. If you can get a ghost on camera, man, that's a money shot. But look at this. This is probably all kids coming in there dumping shit all over the place. It could be from the walls, or it could be just people dumping junk in there. People squatting, dumping junk. It looks like people just came in there and squatted and lived there, like in the house, and just like made a mess of it. Or it could have been like kids just dumping major garbage in the house. But I really don't see any James Brohoff ever living here. I think it's really it's fiction, not fact. Fiction. I mean, if there is a real James, if anybody finds James Brohoff and they know he's real, please contact me and let me know if I'm wrong. Here he goes. Here's the pussy running out of the house. Like, oh my god, James Brohoff is going to come behind me and stick his dick in my mouth. Ah! Look at him run. I mean, Jesus Christ, why are you running away? It's a freaking ghost if he is going to come and attack you. I guess this is kids when they get a chance to do filming, they really suck at it. But, you know, it's like people say, the only thing that you have fear is fear itself. I think the only thing that makes this house be scary is the surroundings, the trees, the house itself, the way it fell apart. It looks like there was something there, but it isn't. But I can tell you from experiences with spirits and stuff, they can't hurt you. Believe me, I have seen my own share of stuff that if people saw that would turn them fucking white. Let me tell you, they won't get you. They won't hurt you. Anything, they don't want to fuck with you. They are better off where they are, and they're happy. They ain't gonna kill you or harm you or stick their dick in your mouth or try to rape you. So just leave them alone. You see a ghost, get the money shot, get it on tape, send it in, or put it on YouTube. Other than that, don't fucking lie and say there's something here when it isn't. Because obviously, ME3TV is a fucking liar. Actually, they are what do you call it? Hypochondriacs. Not liars, but hypochondriacs. They make the story what it really isn't. But just let people know on YouTube, this really isn't what it seems. There's no James Brohoff. I can tell you that right now. I have investigated this, and there is no James Brohoff. But I'm going to keep looking into it. Like I said, I don't close a story. The first time I look into something, I always look into it deeper and try to find it. But I haven't found nothing. I haven't found the man with the dick in his mouth yet. Even though you can find that in New York and Queens a lot. When you go down to Queens, you can find a lot of guys with dicks in their mouths. But I never found one in this house yet. So maybe I'll find one eventually in this house. And when I do, I'll get it on camera and put it on YouTube. And this will be the golden shot. I can just think of the title now. James Brohoff, seen with dick in his mouth. Anyway, I hope people realize that this video and this story might not be real. And Ahmed, if you're listening, whatever your name, whatever kind of foreign name, whatever name that is, you're a pussy, man. You're a pussy. I think you really need to man up a little bit more because there was really nothing there, and if there was, you should have just seen it. It would change your life and it made you much more of a man. But you ran out of there like a little girl, man. I feel for you, man. I really do. You were really scared. I could see it when you were with the camera running around that motherfucker freaking out. But there is no James Brohoff, unfortunately. That's my end of it. But I'm going to keep looking into it, but no James Brohoff for now. Hopefully we'll find Mr. James Brohoff soon. Maybe he'll come to us with the dick in his mouth. Or maybe not. Wait a second. Oh no, James Borough. I thought he was behind me or something, but he isn't. Alright guys, I'll let you know if I get any more updates on this and anything else. They even said nobody by James Borough ever lived in a house. Nobody ever got their penis cut off and shoved in their mouth. So either we in New Jersey is lying, or this kid has a really, really good creative imagination. This really sounds like something out of Freddy Krueger to me. This does not seem real at all. Another thing is, you're looking at the video here, you see a lot of junk. Hey everybody, it's BLS2134. I'm doing another video to bring some truth out to this evil house, haunted. Okay, number one, I investigated into James Brohoff. There is no James Brohoff. There is no pedophile from the 50s that died in this house, supposedly. I went up to that house and I asked people that lived in that neighborhood. People asked police straight. This is what I do, people. When I hear something, I always check it out. I don't go by somebody's story. 50s, yeah. 50s pedophile or whatever he is. Whatever kind of story they made up here. James Brohoff does not exist, though. I looked him up in every database. No James Brohoff in the 50s ever existed. There's no bean. I mean, you know, all over the floor. And I don't know if this is going to freeze up. Let me see if I can go back to the kitchen scene. I know from installing these, and I know that they're not around when he said this guy died. These were not available, these type of model phone jacks. Hold on. I gotta go forward to get to it. Okay, right there. You see that? That's a phone jack. Basically, that's a wall jack. These did not come out to the late 70s and the late 80s. So if this was here, somebody either lived there during the 70s and 80s when this was here. This is not old. This phone jack here is not old. This is not from the 50s and this is not from the 40s or the 60s. I believe it was in the 50s they said. I'm going to double check that. I don't want to be lying to you guys like some people have been lying or not getting their facts